What's up, my niggas? So I want to talk about Vince McMahon. Vince McDaddy, or Vince, I can't believe he's coming back out of retirement, McMahon. And if there was ever any thought of you believing that he was going to retire, then you had no chance in hell. So lots of stuff to cover today. So do you want to talk about the good news first, or do you want to talk about the bad news first? Which one do you want to talk about? Which one do you want to talk about? Because the bad news is that there isn't any good news. It just seems that this company has gone to shit within the past week or so. Because first things first, you had Vince coming back out of retirement after the whole accusation scandal shit that was going on. And there was a lot of people speculating that he was going to come back to take over the company and get back into the creative control. And all hell was going to break loose. That still might happen, but we'll get to that in just a tiny little second. You then have a report of Stephanie McMahon, the CEO of the WWE, resigning as of yesterday. And then now you have the reports of him selling the company to Saudi Arabia. Oh boy. The country that hates their own women. The country that will cut your dick off if you are homosexual. Yeah, that's Saudi Arabia. Trust me, I didn't believe it at first. He's simply power hungry. That's all he is. And that's all he ever will be until the day he dies. And I find it kind of ironic that this company that his father built and passed it over to his son, I guess you kind of expected him to pass it over to Shane and Stephanie, or maybe even Triple H. But no, let's just go ahead and just give it to Saudi Arabia. Yeah. I'm Vince McDaddy. Fuck those kids. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Saudi Arabia. I'm Vince McDaddy, yeah. I'm Vince McMahon. I can do whatever the hell I want. This is my company, yeah. And I feel as though this is the downfall to Vince's legacy, because if you're going into business just for yourself and not for anybody else, not what the fans want, anything like that, then it's probably time to get the fuck out of the business. But honestly, he can do whatever the fuck he wants with this company. I just applaud the people that have actually watched the show in the past and they were like, fuck this, I'm done, and just tuned out. Because I've even heard people say that they tuned out simply because of the Saudi Arabia regime itself. And now the reports are coming out that they are selling it to Saudi Arabia. Oh man, that's just icing on the cake for them. They're just like, fuck this show, I'm going to go ahead and watch AEW or New Japan Pro Wrestling. And honestly, I cannot blame you. And there's also been people saying that the show was so much better when Triple H was running it. And I'm just like, not really. The shit still feels the same. I didn't see anything that was different, honestly. It didn't make me to a point where I was like, oh my god, this shit is so great, I gotta go see what's gonna happen next week. Like, I didn't see anything different, honestly. For these past 6 months, nada, nothing. Because the show still felt the same that it did for the past 6 months, my nigga. So please point that shit out to me if you so happen to notice anything different. But honestly, it doesn't really matter at this point anyway. Because Vince McMahon wants his spot back. Before all this came out about Saudi Arabia, Vince, as you guys already know, retired from the position in the WWE. And the main reason for that was because the board of directors were basically coming up to him and telling him, bro, listen. And so, like, we know you're doing your thing and all that, but there's these accusations coming out about you, and we don't want that to affect the stock market. So I think that it's best for you to go ahead and just step down from your position of power, or just retire, whichever or. And that's exactly what he did. And that's exactly why the company is going private. Because now that they are private, none of that shit matters anymore. Did you honestly think that they were going to have Stephanie McMahon keep her position of power, knowing damn well that she's a woman? They don't even like their own women over there. That's how fucked up it is. So for the people that's been watching this shit and then they were like, no, fuck this, I'm going to stop watching this shit and just tune out, I applaud you. Matter of fact, I encourage you to go and watch New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW. This is the shit that I was talking about previously when I said this show is going to get worse before it ever gets better. And I made that video about like 2 years ago. 2-3 years ago, something like that. But yeah, still, the point remains. Stop watching the WWE. Because you are the reason why they are in this position to begin with. And I've given AEW shit about how much I think their company sucks as well because of the product that they put out. But I feel like I could still watch an AEW product over a WWE product at this point. And I bet you Tony Khan is having the best week of his life right now. Because that viewership is probably going to go up a little bit. I can guarantee you that. So yeah, if you guys want to watch and to continue to support a company run by an evil piece of shit, then be my guest. But don't be surprised once reality starts knocking on your door. Because the people that said they used to watch this show are no longer watching the show anymore. So I think that you should follow pursuit.